Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another game review. Today we are going to be talking about Breathedge. But before we do that, a quick PSA. If you found the review informative, please do me a favor, hit the like button. And if you want to see more reviews like this in the future, hit the sub button. Also, if you want to dispute any opinions that I might have in this review, you can do so in the comments below. I would love to hear what you think about the game. And I hope you enjoyed the review. Breathedge, an indie survival crafting game released on the 26th of February 2021. Here's what you need to know. It's basically Subnautica in space, but it's also pretty shit. Here's why. My experience with Breathedge felt more like a chore than it did a game. When I say Subnautica in space, I mean what I mean. It is basically Subnautica in space, but at low oxygen reserves, long travel times, boring missions, and broken tool durability, you then have Breathedge. Low oxygen reserves. In the first 4 hours or so, you have little to no oxygen and it runs out extremely fast. This isn't a problem in Subnautica because all you need is around you and you most of the time go back to the same base that you have. We'll get to that a bit later. But since oxygen runs out so fast in the first 4 hours, traveling long distances are very annoying and also very difficult. Before you go out to that wreckage that is 3k meters away, make sure you craft a whole new set of tools because they're made of paper. They'll break so fast, and it's so annoying to have to go back to base to recraft them. That's one of the most annoying things about survival games these days. You have to recraft and repair all the tools, especially when they have such less durability. It's so annoying. In this, you can't even repair your tools, they just break. So you're gonna have to recraft a whole new one. Not like Valheim, you can just repair everything instantly without no cost at all. And it feels good to not have to worry about my tools breaking all the time. Also, when you're traveling 3,000 meters away to grab stuff, and you don't even know if there's anything there, you're just checking it out. What happens if your inventory's full? Well, you're basically gonna have to go back to base, which is, 3,000 meters away. Have fun. And don't forget to save, because if you die, most likely you'll have to travel all the way back because the saves don't happen regularly. The autosaves only happen when you go back to base. So if you die halfway into a mission that is 3,000 meters away, you didn't save, well, have fun getting back and doing all that again. Let's talk a bit more about the missions. The missions don't have really any substance. They're all bark, no bite. You go to a point of interest, you get some material from there, scan a certain thing, and travel back to base to craft that certain thing. That's it. Oh wait, but then you realize you don't have enough material. So you have to travel back to the point of interest and get the material again. More than half the missions in this game are like that, and it's just boring. What's interesting is that you move bases quite a lot in this game. You don't really go back to any one base unless you're just grabbing materials or you finish the game. So don't even bother making a really cool house like in Subnautica because you're not going to go back to it. The reason you don't go back to it is because it's super slow to travel. And it's such a long way that you just don't feel like it. Luckily there are vehicles, so it's not that bad later on in the game. But the first 4 hours, no vehicles, you have to travel really far, it's really boring. God, why did I play this game? Now I'm talking about bases because there's actually a sleep function in this game. You sleep to restore health, which is funny because you only have a bed at the start of the game. I didn't see the ability to craft a bed, so I imagine the only bed you have is at the start. So since there's only one bed at the start of the game, and it's all the way at the beginning of the map, which is 3,000 meters away, just, reiterating. Why would I go back there to sleep? All it does is give me health, right? So half of the time, I had less than half health in this game because I just couldn't go back to the starting base to sleep. I just couldn't be bothered to go back to sleep. And you can craft medkits, so I'm just gonna do that. I'm not gonna travel 3,000 meters away just to fucking sleep. It's a fucking waste of time. It's fucking stupid. So are there any good things about Breathedge? Well, yes, of course, every game has its good aspects and bad aspects, except for Fallout 76, but we're not going to talk about that. Breathedge does have its good moments. The look of the game is okay, it's not that bad, it's lookable, and it runs really smooth most of the time. Some of the music is pretty good. While you're in your base, you have music going on in the background. It's sort of like a radio that's always there. You can turn it off, or you can switch channels. But some of the channels are pretty shit. There is also flight combat, as if you're having a dogfight in space, and it's really fun. I think I enjoyed that the most, but I don't think everyone can enjoy that because it's sort of disorientating, to be honest. However, Breathedge doesn't take itself too seriously. It does have more of a lighter mood, it does have a story, and it isn't that compelling of a story, and it doesn't make much sense. But there is still a story, there is still some development when it comes to the characters, and sometimes you do care. Breathedge is full of Easter eggs and memes, it even knows this. They even put a Subnautica Easter egg into the game. Maybe the development of Breathedge was influenced by Subnautica, or maybe it was being developed even before Subnautica came out. Who knows? But either way, it's a shit version of Subnautica. Look at this. We were looking for ways to lower radiation as one of the missions, and there's just a random sign here that says you can lower radiation in the settings. There's also a random alien isolation moment where you're hiding in a vent from an alien and you can hear it screaming and it's coming towards you, and such a meme, it's such a joke.
What the? Run!
Oh, Breathedge, we had high hopes, man. I mean, I had high hopes for you. You could have been something. Anyway, Breathedge gets a 4 out of 10 from me, one of the lower scores I've ever given to a game. I just couldn't bring myself to play it, and I know it definitely won't get a second playthrough because half of the time when I was playing this game I was yawning at it. I just didn't want to play it. So, if you've enjoyed this review and you found it informative, please do me a favor, hit the like button, and if you want to see more game reviews like this in the future, hit the sub button. Anything you want to dispute, do so in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this and your thoughts on the game if you've played it. And I'll see you in the next review. Happy March, happy days, ciao.